Evening, gentlemen and ladies. Yes, I feel to go in on this one. So, if some of you guys, no matter how much money you have, how much capital you have, um, yeah, you will attract them, I guess, but you need certain ingredients, you need certain things in place. And I'll be going on, we're going further in this as I go on and reach my target of X amount of videos, and then, see how it goes from there. But you see, right now, all I'm seeing when I'm hitting my timelines, all I'm seeing is it Ayesha Curry? All she's doing is bashing this brother. All she's doing is bashing her man. You know what I mean? Are they married? Doesn't look it. I mean, what was the latest one I saw? I saw her. Apparently, there was a show in America, whatever they're doing, whatever they do over there. I don't have that elevated view of them as many do. I mean, I've been out there, and boy, anyway, well, anyway, she was on a show, whatever, one of those American shows. She's on there, and apparently, a guy who was apparently buff, whatever, walked past, and she like took her ring off to say, "What? I want some of that." Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but how can I put this? This is me, yeah. I'm not 6'3" for a start, or 6'5", whatever uh, Stephen Curry is. Yeah, I'm not a baller like that, and those ballers, believe you me, I've been out there. They get it in. So I'm not a baller, not 6'3". I'm probably better looking than him, so I'll give myself that. Um, let me think. Yeah, he's a man's a millionaire 100 times over. For is it? I think his net worth. I saw it earlier today. I think his net worth was touching 400,000. His net worth was touching 400 million. So yeah, money wise, he's got it locked down. But he got mansions. I also read he's a venture capitalist. So basically, this guy's got it going on. Okay, and we're gonna get to why that isn't a factor. I'm going to surprise you because when I look at the comments, all I'm seeing is, women are rightly calling her out, and that's right. Women are rightly calling her out, calling her this and that. To an extent, they're right, but we're going to deal with this because this is where I'm going to flip the switch in many of yours way of thinking. You're going to think differently when you finish hearing this video when I come to the end. So I make a little note of what I'm going to say at the end, but it's very important. Yeah, very important point. But ultimately, you know, ultimately on a layman level, on a normal relationship couple level, the man's doing his job. He's doing his role. I mean, he's a father, um, doing his role. Father, he's supporting. You know, you know, he's I can say he's a safer home because when she's carrying on, and like the comments say, we know where she'd be without him. Okay, so I'm not even gonna go there. That'd be too easy for me. Okay, that'd be far too easy. What it is here is, he's providing the old school mantra, the old school way. The woman is perfect, and okay, the old school classic Afro Caribbean, African, and Afro American way. This is a commonality in all the main core black cultured environments throughout the diaspora, yeah, that obviously because of the matriarchal structure, which I'm going to go into later detail, touched on that already. This female elevation, yeah, and it's only now in the West, in this recent time, that these women are messing it up. Do you see that Victoria girl the other day, Victoria Everest, whatever, Jada Pinkett, who we're going to touch on in a minute. So basically, what's happened here is basically bringing it round. Stephen Curry's obviously thought he's found someone who's a match. She's fair toned like he is. He's I guess perceived to be a handsome guy in media and society's eyes and women's eyes, etc. I see the swagger. She too. I personally don't rate. I rate not my ideal type. So if I was him, she would not be with me. And I'm gonna put it out there. Some of the women of etc. 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 They could take her. The irony is, I'm like I said, I'm not a baller. I'm not 6'3". I'm not one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Okay, and this is something we're going to touch on in future videos regarding how certain things work. Okay, but anyway, he's providing. She can't do any wrong. But the fact is, in today's world, in in historic terms, she can't do anything wrong. But the way these women are carrying on since, say, what, 2000, when the game done change? Nah, nah. Since Little Kim, let's start with that, because that's the turning point when it came to black female femininity. Okay, Little Kim, arguably, is probably the most, probably the greatest female feminist um, icon, probably of all time in practice. You know, there's a lot I can say here. Another video. It's going to be a deep one for everyone long down the line. I've still got a few outstanding ones, but on track. Keeping on track. Stephen Curry with his missus. She's disrespecting him in public, and like I said, I think it's a thing with her and these women. That's a thing they feel they should do. Okay, so you got her, for example, yeah, Jada Pinkett, Vivica Fox now, Tony Braxton of all people, a pastor's daughter, you know, um, Nicki Minaj, her man, he's a saxophone offender, okay, Cardigan B, all these uh, all these dysfunctional, confused women that are in the limelight, okay, and I think it's a thing of, obviously, it's a thing of, they may feel they're getting attention from it. They think it's the feminine way to do things. I mean, the feminine way of doing things. They may think that they may think that we're just carrying out what we're doing. We're from that environment. We're from that. That's us. This is me. We don't judge me. No one's judging you. But when you're putting it out there, it's not a good look, because you're obviously meant to be someone's wife. But hey, that's not my look. Look out. But the key thing they don't seem to realize is this. It makes them look stupid. Makes them look slack. Makes them look irresponsible. Makes them look reckless. And the funny thing is, they're the first to preach on keeping a man. The first to preach man knowledge. How to treat a man. Do this, girl. All that Americanism, all that kind of stuff. But not a single one of them has a stable relationship. And if they do, it's with some dysfunctional man. The old school mantra of thug dating, thug love, thug passion. Okay? But moving on. One of the core weaknesses of these women, one moment. Yes, one of the core weaknesses of these women. I'm going to use Ayesha Curry as an example here. If I go to my main punchline, my main point is this. A lot of these women, in these relationships, say, for example, a woman gets with anyone, a man, could be me, whatever, anyone. Stephen Curry, David Beckham. Good example, the ex-footballer, Jamie Redknapp. He's with Louise, remember? He's with Louise back in the day. Good example. Well, using that or whatever. When a woman's with a man, okay, and the man's doing what he's supposed to do, doing his stuff, he could be exceptionally handsome. He could be 7 foot tall. He could have a Bentley. He could have a helicopter in the garden. millionaire, all those things. When she's with the guy, okay, when she's with the guy, she's with him, she's in the relationship, but she doesn't have that external view of how he's seen. She's just seeing him for who he is in the house. So he could be seen as a doting, dutiful father. There you go. That's a good way of putting it. That's all she's gonna see. So when he's doing those things like, pushing the pram, bringing the pram home, looking after the kids, being caring, being nurturing, and she's in a way subconsciously. I'm not gonna stick on this thought, but subconsciously she's gonna think, I've got him. That's the back. That's a small part of the back of the mind, but the main thing is he's there. He's not going anywhere. He's there. He's there. That's it. He's there. But she's not seeing from the outside that this guy's probably 6'7". He's well immaculately dressed, handsome, bit of swagger, and women are like, yeah. You know what? If I had an ideal guy, it'd be like Louise's man. Ideal guy would be like Ayesha Curry's man. But because she's in it with him, she's not seeing the outside value of the man, the external value of the man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the key issue. So lo and behold, she's disrespecting, but he's still on that level of, well, as my wife, What's that old saying? That stupid saying that you all got? Happy wife, happy life, or some shit like that. So although she's acting out, and she knows that. So that's why she's acting out on the premise, on the caveat that he ain't going to do nothing or go anywhere. Make sense? Right. But this is the punchline. This is the kicker, yeah? This is the one, yeah? This is the one. A lot of these women, yeah, it's like this. Right? You have a functional role, yeah, as a man, yeah? Like, say for example, I'll actually try to apply this to a real example that I know, yeah, whatever. The woman, okay, using Ayesha Curry, yeah. This might need a part 2 actually, because I was going to go into more detail with regard to them. So I'll wait for her latest antics and I'll just jump it on there. Not that I'm watching them, but with regards to Ayesha Curry, for example, she may although they look although they pair off quite well, both fair, both seen as good-looking people, whatever, from a female gaze, no homo. The fact is, she may not be on that. So you looking in, but like, yeah, they look good. They're like, good-looking couple, but she does not internalize that inside. She may actually like guys who are 8'2" and dark skin. So although they pair off, and people think, oh, that's a nice couple, they can have cute babies, blah 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 blah. Her mindset is not on the same thing he's on, or the rest of you all are on. She's on something else. She could be a degenerate. She might like guys like Lil Wayne, guys who are like 5'4" with locks. Nothing wrong with that. That's her choice. That's her taste. And furthermore, if she's that kind of woman, that'll be from her environment. She's a basher, a bashment. Right. So this is it. This is what I'm saying to you. I said to you, I'll twist up your mind and make you a new person. You're gonna walk away now. When you go on the bus, look at couples and think. Because really, truly, that was the core issue back in the day when it was all on the come up. We all thought we was gonna pair off with this guy, this girl, all gonna pair off with this girl who compliments me, but really, she's on something else. You was looking to pair off like a Jodeci video, but she's on some, on a different thing. She's on some grimy Jamaican beanie man. Well, not beanie man. Grimy Jamaican cutty ranks. She's not the same thing you're on. So although it pairs off, really truly, her mind desires are elsewhere. Her home is elsewhere. So regardless of all the trinkets, the millions, the mansions, the Ferraris, the yachts, the status, the ambience that comes with the lifestyle and the ambience that comes with being with not only an elite basketball player, because all those guys are paid, but being with a basketball player is considered to be one of the top 5 of all time. I read that somewhere. I'm not a basketball fan, but someone is meant to be considered to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. That's not enough for you. So why don't you just get on the plane, go to Jamaica, and rub up against some natty dread. Nothing wrong with that, because that's you being honest. That's you being you. Tell the truth about you, and you'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, very disrespectful. And as a man, listen, you haven't got a spine. If you're weak, then that's it. Because a lot of guys are like, yeah, man, they just. A lot of guys, have this thing, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm providing. That's not enough. Are you taking enough? And this is going to be, for everyone down the line, we're going to go into more detail about this. But trust me, that's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. As you're seeing now with all these couples, it's not enough. Later,